And news overseas, a looming impeachment inquiry on U.S. President Joe Biden. With no evidence of wrongdoing, he profited illegally from his son's previous business dealings when he was vice president, casts a shadow on the GOP House members, pushing for spending cuts and threaten a shutdown of government if not approved. VOA's Arash Arabasadi tells us more in this report.
U.S. President Joe Biden attended church in his home state of Delaware just days after Republicans in the House of Representatives opened an impeachment inquiry citing an alleged pattern of corruption. The White House calls it a political stunt. This past week, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy addressed the media outside his office at the United States Capitol.
House Republicans have uncovered serious and credible allegations into President Biden's conduct. Taken together, these allegations paint a picture of a culture of corruption.
McCarthy went on to describe the allegations as an abuse of power, obstruction, and corruption that warrant further investigation by the House of Representatives. Democrats say this is pandering partisan politics at its worst.
The White House has cooperated, and I believe the White House will continue to cooperate because there is nothing to hide. There is no facts in the record to suggest that President Biden engaged in wrongdoing. There are no facts on the record to suggest that President Biden engaged in impeachable offenses. There are no facts on the record to suggest that President Biden broke the law in any way, shape, or form. This is an illegitimate impeachment inquiry.
Republicans say they want more information related to the allegations.
The facts are everywhere. There are text messages, there are emails, there are witnesses, there are whistleblowers, there are meetings, there are phone calls, there are dinners, and you can't say, hey, there's a little bit of smoke, we're not going to follow the fire.
Former President Donald Trump, the current Republican frontrunner for the presidency, himself facing more than 40 felony counts in multiple court cases, says he supports a government shutdown if House Republicans don't get what he called a fair deal on a short-term spending bill. The details of such a fair deal remain unclear. Biden and McCarthy's futures are intertwined in this impeachment inquiry. After issuing one, the full House votes on whether the president should be impeached, triggering a trial in the Senate if the vote is yes. Meanwhile, the House has just a handful of working days in session to pass a short-term continuing resolution or risk a government shutdown. Some conservative Republicans are demanding spending cuts lower than what Speaker McCarthy agreed to in a budget deal with Biden earlier this year. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.